Just as I go on the street, that's when the cat decides it's time to hop up and be snuggly. Okay. This, I don't need any of that. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Yep, we are standing, going to finish off some projects. Probably going to be kind of a short stream, unfortunately, because I got to drop off the car early tomorrow morning. Hi, Furball. Hey, Dustin. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Lily. And hello, Karen. Yep, Gift, you are the first one here. I want to see if this UV FX paint is as UV reactive as advertised. Alexa, turn off craft light. This is a UV light, incidentally. Dull, bright, yeah. That'll do it. Wow, the polyfill is actually fairly UV reactive too. Not as bright as that paint though, damn. Not bad at all. Okay, Alexa, turn on craft light. Just wanted to see how that worked. Let's get going. What's up, Elvish? I also want to cut a piece of noodle for this. So this is going to hold that little light in place. Tiny little light. Hey, Sergeant. How's it going, John? Oh, there's a slit in it. Bugger. How far down is that slit? Wow. It's on both sides. Let's do that again. Takes 2 seconds. Hold that in place. And tiny little light in my tiny little bottle. Done. So I'm so glad that worked. It's nice when this stuff is pre-done for you. Alright, the one I am dying to see. I'm not literally dying. I don't feel like doing that tonight. Let's get this Soul Talisman going. What's up, Skibs? Oh, too much garbage. In the pail, in the pail. Too much garbage. Pail. Pail. Keep your craft area clean. That's not garbage. That's actually a useful piece. Alright. Stain brush and new. It's always good to reorganize your workshop. Nice. Paper mache mask is one of my ambitions one of these days. I got an old one that I started, but wasn't quite happy with how it was coming out, so I never bothered finishing it the rest of the way through. It wasn't half bad, but wasn't really what I wanted. I'll keep working on them. Of course, Soon I will have a gigantic workshop. Oh, I can't wait for it. Another month or two. I'll have to buy a few more tables. We're going to have to see what the money situation's like. Because I'm going to want lots more craft tables. I want a station for electronics. I want a station for sewing. I want a station for woodworking. I want a station for rock carving. I want a station for all my crafts. And I want a big set of wall racks for supplies. I've already bought several wall racks. It's going to be fun to set up. It's going to put me out of action for a couple of weeks to get that set up. But, alright. Let's shut up and get to work. Not sure, Sergeant. Don't know about that particular thing you're talking about. Stain. Tunes, tunes, tunes. What are we listening to tonight? Alexa, play Top Rock. Please tell me this isn't rock. This is like easy listening again. I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to clean off the tube first. What a chucklehead. I was so stoked to start staining. Do the steps in the right order, dum-dum. Q-tip. Yep, I thought it was satisfying too. It's so satisfying I forgot to actually pull the friggin' Bichet paste off of it. I wanted to stain this thing for days. Hey, Larry. You know, maybe we can get away with doing this after, because this is just... No, we can get it now. It's just got to absorb water into the crud. Oh my god. I asked for rock, not folk. Alexa, stop. Alexa, play station Top Rock. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's not too bad, Sergeant. We gotta see how it comes out. There we go. At least I got rock music now. Hey, Sam. Do you have pets? No? Okay. There we go. Give me translucence. Yes. All right. Stupidity interlude concluded. Back to your regular staining. Nice. There's a couple stations through the Amazon that are just like, hey, play rock, and then it starts playing this stuff that's more like folk, and it's just like, I want rock. I want to rock out. But it's very, very folkish. If I say rock, I don't mean folk. Yeah. In that regard, yes, Spotify definitely does a better job of sorting it out. We're going to have to do the top first because I am gripping it by the rib cage. The offended game. Very familiar with that these days. I remember who the name of that one comedian was. It's like, be offended. I'm offended. All right, be offended. What happens when you're offended? Nothing. Nothing happens. That was a good bit. Can't remember if he was Australian or British. I'm pretty sure it was Australian. This guy's shaping up nicely. Gonna have to mix up some more stain pretty soon. Yep, everybody does have an opinion. Oh well. Oh, nice. Wings came out perfect. Thank you, Lynn. If I do another one, and I probably will at this point, I think I will add some more witchwood to the wings. Yep, too true that, Patrick. Got an opinion? Keep it to yourself. Somebody will be offended. Hey, Stacy, how's it going? There we go. Let's hit these bones a little bit as well. Let's make sure that all of these loops got hit. Inside and out. Didn't pick up a lot of stain, but in the dark of night on Halloween, it's not going to matter. But here's a preliminary. Let's do an Alexa, turn off craft light. Let's have a lighting angle switch. Kind of like that. Hey Lydia, how's it going? Alexa, turn on craft light. Yeah, it's coming along. Yeah. Get stained. It's kind of tough to find spots to grip it now. Meh. I'm just a hobbyist. Master is a dubious term. There we go. Now let's give it some drying time, and then we'll wet it up before we stop, because it should have had enough drying time by then. In fact, if I take a second. Nice. That'll be the generic for now. I'm going to balance this thing on a cup and put it in front of a fan on high while I'm doing the rest. I'm going to point the fan away though so we don't get crazy noises while this is going, and hopefully we'll be able to light it up before we call it for the night. I'm going to sec to position that and get it fired up. I'm also going to grab a sip of cider because I really want to see this thing lit. I want it a little drier before I do that. Set it right there. Swivel the fan on it. Kick the candles away. Blasting on high. Some cider. Yeah, baby. We got 2 bottles. Good. Don't need slaves. Slaves bad. Okay, let's clean this extra mache off. Both. Let's Yep. Well, at least the fan is not pointed towards the microphone at all. Otherwise, that would be really bad. Some of these filaments dry now. They're really small in this bottle. Some of the lower filaments should just vanish when we hit them with the stain. Always a Halloween party. I'm stoked. I've been working on that stupid Talisman thing for, God, what, 5 days now? The problem with that thing has been all the small steps I had to take. You couldn't move on until you let X part dry. And because I hadn't made one before, I didn't know quite, you know, the best assembly steps. So a lot of waiting time to see your stuff appear. I don't like to wait that long. I want my magic to just poof. I want magic. I want magic now. Stain equals magic. I want magic now. I have no clue. My actors will decide. I'm going to have it available. If they don't want it, then I'll wear it. If that's not the case, I'll find some kid who's got a really cool costume, and I'll be like, hey, kid, there you go. Of course, we'll do it spookier than that. Typically, what I'll do is I'll find some kid who's got a costume a lot like mine. Like, I've got a set of glowing eyes. If I find some kid who's got a set of glowing eyes like mine, we'll do the whole, get everybody together and be like, that one down there, you know. And I don't talk, so we do this all through kind of charades and sign language, you know. And we make the kid feel like $1 million in some way. There's actually a kind of a good video. There's a kid who's dressed as Kylo Ren from Star Wars, and he's going through some Disneyland Star Wars attraction, and 2 stormtroopers who are part of the attraction pick this kid out of the crowd, and they just flank this kid like he is Kylo Ren, and they escort him out of the line when the line's like 1.5 miles long. His parents are sitting there, and they're like, nope, you're coming with us. And they take this kid out. They take him through the back entrance. They just bring him right to the front of the line, and they take him right into the attraction to meet the, you know, the person who's there and get his photo opportunity and all the stuff. And they treat him like he is the Dark Lord. And it is hilarious. It's actually on YouTube if you want a feel-good moment. Just want to like search Stormtroopers, Disney Stormtroopers Kylo Ren. And it's phenomenally cool. Just, they made this kid's day. And if I get the chance on Halloween night and I've got those spare, I very well may do that as well. If I find some kid who's got a costume like mine or is sufficiently creepy. Of course, any kid who shows up to our haunt dressed like Sam from Trick or Treat is going to get treated like Halloween gold. Because, well, it's the best ever. It's the only movie monster I would ever allow in my haunt. Ever. Well, you gotta be excited about what you're doing. If you're not excited about what you're doing, then why should your kids be excited? Everybody's had that teacher that's bored about their own subject matter. Open your books to page 96. Teacher doesn't care. Why should I? Should maybe pull this cork out. Nope, I loves me my biology. Always have, always will. Damn skippy skip. Gotta have your funsies with it. Last place it's socially acceptable for adults to dress up. Unless you're in a play or something. Which part can I put this on where I'm going to get the least amount of stain all over me? Depends on the degree, and depends on what else, if there's any other complications. Because ADD is rarely just all by itself. So I've had such a wide range of students with ADD over the years, and there's varying degrees of it. Realistically, a good teacher will find the thing that that kid is hooked into and play it for all it's worth. If I got an ADD student who loves monster trucks, then I will relate every last facet of my class to monster trucks for that student. Also, I will just kind of carefully monitor that student, and when he comes or goes out into ADD land or starts spacing out, I'll ask the question to bring him back in, you know. So Bobby, what was that last thing, you know? Ba-boom. And you'd have to make it so it's not accusing, it's not anything, it's just a quick prompt and a quick redirect. You also have to make it in such a way that none of the other kids in that class, assuming it's a normal ed environment, don't, and I don't know if it's integrated ed or not, but you have to do it in such a way that that kid is not different and becoming a victim because, oh, teacher's always picking on them, they're different. Intelligent and hyper? I mean, the best bet is to direct whatever it is into a passion, and fundamentally, the student has got to learn to manage their condition. They've got to learn how to focus. It is more difficult for them, but they do have to learn how to handle it. I've done my moving and teaching. I've been to England and back. Yeah, if you can relate things back to cars and trucks, you know, history, how did these things come to be, biology, how is the movement, how is the inner workings of a cell like the inner workings of a car or a truck, you know, you can ride those interest wagons for all that they're worth. Some students will let you get away with that for a while. Some students will run out of steam for that. But in the end, the student still has to learn how to focus. And teaching them ways to do that and manage it is still the paramount goal. Yeah. So, you ride the interest wagon for all it's worth, but you teach focus and techniques at the same time. We had a relatively good speaker come through a number of years ago to do a conference day with us, about the only conference day I actually enjoyed and paid a lot of attention to. And he had a good analogy. He was saying that somebody with a learning disability doesn't have a problem what they have as a roadblock. But all major cities have roadblocks. And even in a major city with a roadblock, somebody who lives on one side of the city to the other is still expected to be at work on time. If you've got a roadblock, then you still have to deal with it, and you have to plan your strategies for getting around it. So, general concepts. No sweat. If you need particular strategies, though, let me know. Shoot me a message on, well, you know, Facebook, any of the sources. The light's still holding very well. I gotta see how well it works. Let me try that next. Alright, stand. Wait, did we remove? Yes, we did. Okay, remove the machete. We're good. I'm sure the teachers are aware of that. Of course, if he's got any special ed teachers, they should be aware of that. It's some of the regular ed teachers that are occasionally problematic. Especially the dogged old, you know, disciplinarian type ones are the ones you gotta watch out for. This student will act this way all the time because they're supposed to. That's not the way kids work. Sorry. That's the experiences. But then again, I've been working in alternative ed for 6 years now, so I've got a little bit of experience working with non-standard troops. Yeah. How old is the gift? Yeah, mainstream schools definitely do this a lot with inclusion. What's the age? Almost 8. Okay. That's a little bit younger than my standard age group. It doesn't surprise me that you're getting anger explosions at that age, though. I'd be tempted to say if you've got a like a karate or a judo type school around, see if you can get them interested in that. Sometimes they can deal with the concept of channeling anger and the discipline of controlling. Hey Rose, how's it going? It's going pretty good. Oh, okay. He might karate Grammy, but he needs to, if getting him enrolled in a proper school type element for it is learning the real way, not just hi-ya, I'm a karate master, you know, playing with friends and breaking things. But you only do it if he's got actual interest in it, because it's not an effective anger redirectment if they're not, you know, open to actually learning the proper methods. Divorce will always run a kid over very rough rocks, particularly at that age, because they do not have the emotional staircases in place to process what's going on between mommy and daddy. It's confusing, it's frightening, and they can't emotionally articulate it most times. Yeah, it can. There's also been a lot of recent, the recent craze/trend is what's something called mindfulness practices, which is meditation, reflection, breathing exercises, teaching kids how to use those methods early on. And that has had some good success so far as well. And they are by no means bad methods or even bad things to teach kids at almost any age, provided they are adaptive and willing to learn it. And they don't just sit there and go, screw this. Hey Jackie, how we doing? Sorry, I've been a little bit distracted by the YouTube screen. So many monitors to monitor, plus a project to work on. And they got to talking about education, which is one of my passionate subjects. This is wood stain. This is special walnut wood stain. Its job is to make all this paper mache cotton look like twisted wood, which it has previously done on some of these little ampules. Previous projects we have done the same thing but added a little twist. Alexa, turn off craft light. We didn't get smacked with it. I got the naughty bench in the hall, and I also got spanked from time to time. I'm very glad my parents did that. I see a lot of these kids have the no SWAT policy, and they are growing up with hellions. Yeah, I had somebody from the Facebook audience was curious about the process. Out pretty well. Okay, that bottle lights up with Alexa, turn off craft light. Turn on craft light. This is one of my earlier bottles, so this has an annoying Velcro flap in the bottom. Hidden in the bottom is one of these little hockey puck lights, which responds to that remote control. It's got 3 AAA batteries in there, and that sends a light pulse up and causes the cloudy fluid inside to glow. How's it going, Randy? Yep, everybody's favorite bottle is the skull bottle, which is a little bit separated. This one's got one of the proper stoppers in the bottom, which is 2 pieces of pool noodle, which just forms a foam wedge. But it's the same effect. It's the twisted cotton hit with wood stain. This one's got a styrofoam skull worked in. And, does the same trick. The mini hockey pucks. These are about 1.5 inches across. Significantly smaller. Their remote control interferes with the bigger hockey pucks a little bit. So if you're doubling them, well, They may not play nicely together. I want to test this one light-wise, though, before the night is out, though. Finish up the stain, though. We got 10-12. It's going to be a short stream, unfortunately, but that car is going to be in early, which means I have to be up early to drop the vehicle off. Yep, Amazon for both. I think I've got the light link for the big hockey pucks at the bottom of the live stream description. Possibly. I think movie sets have people who are even more talented than me. They're there professionally all the time. I just do this in my spare time. Should be there. Oh geez, sorry. Student had that happen to him just last year, actually. So, holy flakes. Stain's gonna stain. Hello, Batman. Skull in the bottle. Do I still have those skulls down there? Yes, I do. Yeah. I bought this pack of skulls about 3 years ago and didn't have any use for them. They've been sitting under my bed forever. So when I finally started doing this, it was like, hey, can we do that? So I took one of these guys. I took my hot wire foam cutter. I cut it in half. And then I cut out a notch for the mouth, eyes, and nose. And then I hot glued it onto the bottle. And then when I did all the witch wood, I draped it on and around it. Yep. And then once it was on and properly windowed in the back, it went all set. Hey, Sam. Good for ball. Okay. Stain set. Let's get this bottle light tested. I do like that one. Just can't have too many of them in the haunt, otherwise the theme will be repeated too much. Maybe when I'm done with it, Kraft. Maybe when I'm done with it. Alright, let's get that filled up and see how well the water responds. Hey, Sam. Hey, cat. How you doing? Oh boy. Alright. Get some water and pour it in, or take that over and let's get some water and pour it in. Nah, the only ones they'll find in 1,000 years are my rock carvings. The bubbles will be long gone. Those will be here to stay. There might be. I haven't heard him meow. Let's grab some cleanish water. Back in a sec. Missed some standing, Joy. We're going to do a lighting check on that one. Hey, Verbo. And hopefully that Soultaker Talisman is ready for a light check as well. Do I have a clean enough glass nearby? Yes. Yes, I do. This should be fine. My glass. It's very clean. Wait to have a kitchen that actually is a kitchen, another kitchen that's a craft room. This doubling up of space really sucks bosons. Cat, what are you doing? Alright. Let's clean off the excess stain. Let's throw out some of these used Q-tips. No mess, no clutter. Now, reduced mess, reduced clutter. No mess and no clutter is every crafter's dream, but let's face it, it's impossible. I haven't heard this song in a while. Well, at least the beak doesn't look too bad in its natural state there. I was afraid that would look very out of place. Was that a meow? I thought I heard a meow. Wouldn't be the first time, Gift. Wouldn't be the first time. I have had a couple stalkers on here. I don't know why, but it's happened. Yep, that's the fur ball, all right. I love what I do too. Fortunately. I actually like having you guys here too, because otherwise, like I've said a million times before, it's just me sitting in a craft room going ho hum. I'm the only one who does this for my haunt. This sucks. I mean, it's fun to do, but hey, no. We're not tearing up my paper towels. Little snot. Nice. You little furball. Good boy. Alright, Alexa, turn off craft light. Let's see what we got. Not bad. Of course, your coloring is overly washed out because of the camera. And there's very little I can do to correct that. Except, maybe... No, you're still seeing it in very much a white washout. I kind of like how the light comes through the beak a little bit. So, boom. Hey, Lynn! Well, thank you for it, Lynn. You're the one who came up with the idea. I wasn't going to throw the wings on until you said it, so you made it. I mean, I put it together, but you had the idea. Actually, that right there is probably the closest you guys will get to the real color. It looks kind of bluish, but at least washed out. Nice. Good. The only thing we have to do now is put some aluminum circles in the eyes so they are reflective and make a string for it. Caw, caw, bang, I'm dead. To quote the crow. Alright, there's that. What is that crazy cat doing? Sam, you're a nut. This one, entirely too many, but that's only because it was a prototype. If I had to make another one right now, I would guess... Let's see here. Take a bird, cut it up, glue it on, start witch wood, one night, second night, more witch wood, third night, maybe 4 nights, probably. And the only problem with it is just drying time, and there's some things you can't mess with until the other parts are set. I've got a little bit in there I missed with the stain, but that is not going to be visible at all, even from the worst swing. I'm a little bit worried that it's a trifle too dark in some areas. Might hit the bones with a hint of dry brush. I don't know. Huh. Good reminder, Andy. Nice. Alright, let's do a light test on this other bottle. I know if I use this big basin of water, it is gonna spill. It's not going to take a lot of water to fill this thing. Now, fortunately, I know this thing is really clean because I just unwrapped it. Seriously though, so much looking forward to have separate kitchen and crafting space. So looking forward to it. My kitchen is cluttered as smeg. Too much crafting and kitchening. I have hardly any food prep space. Let's pop that light out because it needs to be activated. Let's hope I didn't rub off too much stain. I can always restain, who the hell cares? Yep. Come on. And you worked for a second there. I saw it. Don't try to BS me. Wow, these are big batteries. Damn. There we go. Perfect. Maybe not this Halloween, just because I'll only have so many of them available, and they're all going on my witch table. But I'm probably going to build a bunch over the winter, because honestly the bottles are just such a fun, easy project. I'm probably going to see what other kinds of things I can incorporate into the bottle, because I've got these little skulls. I might get a couple of small rocks and carve them, put those on there. Actually, I've got a good one in the other room that would work for that I've been looking for an excuse to get rid of for a while. Yeah. So. Yep. Yep. Eventually the fabric softener will separate, but the hell cares. I'm wondering if I should fill it up a little taller. I kind of like having the fluid down there, though. That way people can see that it's the fluid that's glowing and not the glass. Does such a nice job. Because a lot of the ones I see online, they just kind of frost the inside of the bottle, and then the whole bottle's illuminated. But with something like this, if there's any agitation whatsoever, it's clearly the fluid that is the glowing factor. So you just need that space underneath for the battery compartment. So I'll do this with the other bottle like this that I've got, and I think I've got one more I might be able to do with this as well. Oh yeah, I do a, I'm not going to call it a sizable haunt, it's my yard haunt. But I've been doing that every year I've been in the US since like 2004, I think was our first one. And we finally decided that we'd had enough of jobs and corporate crap. So. Nice. Yeah, you can put something floating in there. I don't know with my recipe if you'd see it too well, but you could probably get like some of those plastic flies and put it in top. They'd float at the top here. You could get some plastic spiders. They'd float at the top. What else could you put? If you had some of those plastic gummy-ish worms, you could put them in there. Yeah, you could put fingers in there. They would they'd occlude the light a little bit, but they'd be illuminated from below. Got lots of options. Yeah. I might try to get some plastic leaves of some sort. Go to the dollar store and get some I don't know, like plastic eucalyptus if I can find it. Something that won't rot. I don't really care what it is, but something like that. Let's take a quick look and see what other bottles I've got here. This little trick will work with. The round ones don't really have a great spot at the bottom for it. I can use the capsule lights to try with them, but let's see here. I got one of these. That's a little... No wonder that was there. It's lopsided. That's okay for which... But I do have another one of those. So we're going to have one more lit. Alright, stone back on 4. One more lit one. Is this one lopsided too? Nope, that one's straight up. I could possibly get away with the lit one. I don't want them all to be lit though. Yeah, I might do something like that. I got one more round ampule. You know, I might be able to do it with one of these tall ones. Yeah, I should be able to do it with one of these. Just drop the four pieces and stuff a light right under there for a tall one. Problem is, this is going to be super top heavy. This is this thing's already begging to be knocked over. Yep, the Michael's loot. The loot is on fire. I don't really want to drop a thing from the bottom of this, but I could possibly do it with this bottle too. Meh. I think I'm just going to do it with these two square ones, this other one here. Because again, if all your bottles are glowing, then it just doesn't look as special. If some bottles are glowing and some bottles aren't glowing, that's a lot better. Much, 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 much better. How many more do I have to do here? That's all of them. So I got 1, 2, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4 done. That's the one I got over there. Then I just got 1, 2. I got these yet to do. These two and this one are getting lights. Let's turn the light off so I don't kill its battery. I got a great creepy hourglass already, actually. I have a magnificent creepy hourglass. Maybe when I get my new craft shop set up, I'll take it out and bring it down. It's in my bookshelf in the other room right now, just being decorative. Lowe's company made them last year, I think, for Halloween, and ooh, they are nice. It's two really nice skulls. It's red sand. They look the same from the top and bottom, so when you flip it, I'd love to bring up the picture of it right now, but I can't. And it is 10:34, 10:38. Yeah, I don't do the creepy doll thing. It's really not my speed. I'll do gems, I'll do bugs and spiders. I do not do dolls. I don't like the uncanny valley elements. I don't think that they get as big of a scare. At least, they definitely don't match my haunt's theme at all. They would be out of place. Very out of place. And even my other stuff, I did floating items, it's going to be holistic. My stuff's going to be floating leaves. It's going to be stones. It's going to be strange carvings. Actually, that is something else I could do. If I brought in some of these to work, I could grab the old diamond burr on the carver, and I could probably carve some wackadoodle shapes into the glass without too much trouble. How thick is this stuff? No way of telling right there. Bones work. Yeah, I can incorporate bones into the designs without too much trouble. Alright, well, there's all the labels. There's all the stuff. Ooh, pardon. So I think that'll be the rest of this week's project. It's just get these done. Get them all done. Probably. Part of me saying, no, wait, save it. Do some carved rocks. And then do... No. Do those later. If I do those later, I'll save those for November, December, January, February. Bones in a jar with moss does sound quite good, actually. I could use one of these for something like that. Yeah. That could work quite well. Actually, what I'd really like to get is contact the other science teachers in the area if they ever do owl pellets. Get a whole bunch of the mouse bones that are left over after owl pellets. See if I can get those to fill a container. That would look creepy as hell. Just be one of those, you know, soak them all in Clorox first, because, Actually, those owl pellets are pretty well sterilized before they come to you. I think they go through an autoclave, because obviously you don't want the kids who are working with it to get, you know, deathly sick of God knows whatever's been through the owl's crop. Alright. Alexa, stop. But that will probably be it for tonight, because it's 10:42. I still have to get that car in tomorrow. I just want to do some different stuff with the rest of this. The witchwood is fine, but I would like to get some funky weirdness in there. I don't know if I'll have time to do carved stones for the end of this year, but I just need to calm down. Gotta calm down. If I don't get it all done by Halloween, I'll get it all done by Halloween. It's okay. We're not rushing. It's fine. I wouldn't leave the mouse bones in anything. No, I would just have them sitting in a pile at the bottom. Have it go in there. Oh, you would need teeny tiny twigs. Like really super tiny. It's almost easier to get mouse bones. In fact, I am willing to bet that if I went online, I could probably get mouse bones. It would just be a matter of cost. I wouldn't want to pay a lot for it. Hey, Kenny, how's it going? Sorry, you caught the tail end of the stream. We're just about to wrap up. Alexa, turn on craft light. Make sure it's lit. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Death. It's not sunlight, but it's kind of like it. Actually, sir, I'm not going to use labels for any of mine. If I use any kind of label, that label is going to be like this wooden disc that you can barely see because of all the thing. Yeah, me too, Kenny. Me too. I did not expect that thing to be on there. Yeah, now my witch is, in my world, witch is practically illiterate, at least in English. Very literate in weird magical symbols and whatnot, but English is not his or her primary language. So, yeah. The stream, however, Kenny, if you're still watching, will be over on YouTube under this same name, and I'm pretty sure I have a link to it in my information down below if you want to watch the whole thing. There's also videos and instructions on how to make half of this stuff here easily. So, pretty easy gift. I just kind of sit down and I usually turn on an audiobook, and that's how I... Yes, I do use mache paste. Just pretty much paint old mache paste, and it's just down to, if you're doing a mache project, you use paper strips, and if you're doing the witchwood stuff, you use cotton. Oh my god, I need to unroll cotton balls. Holy crap. Why didn't anyone tell me I was that low on cotton? I'm glad I started the booth. That's how I'm going to relax tonight and unwind. I'm going to unroll cotton balls until I'm tired for about another half hour. I'm going to get bored unrolling cotton balls. Yep. Cool. Alrighty. Well, everyone, as usual, thank you very much for hanging out with me for another wonderful night. I am so glad I got to stain that thing finally. And then, next couple nights, tomorrow's Thursday. I don't know. One of these nights, Thursday or Friday, I'll be taking off just because, you know, work-life balance and all that. But we're going to do a string for that thing. We're going to put some aluminum foil circles in its eyes so they are reflective. Have a good night, Randy. And then we're going to start witchwooding the rest. I'm probably going to do one of these squares because I'm really anxious to see if I can get a light in the bottom of one of these too, because that'll be slick. And then we got to see if we can, we got to vary up these designs. Gotta vary up these designs and put different funky things in them. It's gonna happen. These cotton balls are just generic. I think you could use them. This is cotton prepping balls, medium. So yeah, you could use them for makeup. If I am doing generic witchwood like these bottles, I use the cotton balls. If I'm doing witchwood on the, just dropped it, orbs, then I use the cotton coil, which is the long ropes of cotton. Okay. Oh, you're coming back up here. No way am I reaching for this tomorrow. Yes, cotton coil. That stuff. Whew. Good stuff. All right. I'm about to roll. Kenny, do you have any other questions before I dance on out? Yeah, cotton's cotton. I mean, I was surprised at the effectiveness. So very, very surprised. I didn't expect them to make this cool wood effect in any way, shape, or form. And when it did, it's just like, wow. I know what I'm doing on my everything now. I will be streaming again either tomorrow night or Friday night. I'd probably put money on Friday night, but you never know. One of the two. Yeah. I don't know exactly which one because it's my hobby and I refuse to schedule my hobby. If you want to see more at any time, all my live streams are recorded on my YouTube channel. So anytime, any stream, they're on here since I started doing them in July. You can watch the formation of this, the Soultaker Talisman, which I've been making for the last couple of days. Let's light it up because it's fun. So, been building that. Oh, fair enough, Kenny. Fair enough. I can certainly understand that. Well, I mean, otherwise, if you want to talk to people, the closest thing is over on the Facebook page, and that is Unhallowed Haunt. And there is a link to that from the there's a link to that from the Twitch page as well. Should be right down the information. But you should be able to post on there and reach out to the community. I know it's not the same as doing it while the stream's happening, but yeah. I can certainly understand wanting the interaction. That is definitely one of the happies of Twitch. Cool. Well, if you don't like Facebook as well, there's not much I can do for it. Sorry, those are the 3 platforms I broadcast on. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. A, B, or C. Once we got Night Scrubs and Night Karen. The glue gun is for sticking stuff to the glass and any other gluing I should happen to need. My universal first choice sticker because, well, it cools fast and it doesn't make me wait. I like not waiting for my adhesives. Of course, if you got anything that has to hold, then I use an epoxy. And I do wait for it. If the string holders for that thing were epoxied on, because I am not going to take the chance that's going to fall off on Halloween night. Good stuff. Catch you around, and everybody else, thank you again for tuning in. We will catch you all on the next Unhallowed Haunting Crafting Time. Sometime I'm going to find a good departure catchphrase, just not tonight. Catch you all later. Ooh, Cat, how are you? Alexa, turn off craft light. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Fuzzy Bear, what's up? Hi. Is it time to play with the ribbon? Is it time to play with the ribbon?